everybody. Hi, Nadim.
Hello.
Hey, it's exciting to be here with you guys tonight. We got something prepared for you. You guys know I'm a big fan of CTCMath, and I often get so many questions from homeschool parents. And I send Nadim an email and say, hey, Nadim, let's just get together. Let's do a live tutorial of CTCMath so actually parents can see how it works. I was so frustrated. Like I tried a few other math curriculum online before, and some of them, like, honestly, I felt like my hands and my feet were tied. I couldn't do as many things as I do with CTCMath. And then I was like, yeah, forget about it. I just stay with CTCMath because I love you guys and it's the best program out there. So we want to say hi, everybody. Make sure you comment below. Let us know where you're joining us from. And also let us know, like, are you struggling with math? Are your kids struggling with math? Are you looking for a better math curriculum? Let us know down in the comments. We want to know, we want to help you guys, and we want to answer your questions. So Nadim, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself quickly and just let them know who you are and what you do?
Sure. Yeah, I'm Nadim. I've been with CTCMath for over 10 years now. I look after all things CTC in the US, where we're actually, as you can maybe tell from my accent, I'm located in Australia. We have our curriculum all around the world. It originated in Australia 30 plus years ago now, actually. The UK, we're also in the UK. We're in New Zealand. We just launched in India, which is super exciting.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and in a few other places as well, of course. But we love our American friends. We love homeschoolers. We've got a great appreciation and love for homeschooling. Pat, the co-founder, the voice behind the video tutorials, has 10 children, homeschooled himself.
That's awesome.
Homeschooled his children himself. And yeah, we just find that wherever we go, CTCMath resonates really, really well with homeschoolers. I think because it was built by a homeschooler for homeschoolers, there's a real deep understanding.
That makes a big difference. I find that some companies that are completely like catered to kids that normally like went to public school or they're not really homeschool families, it just feels like, I don't know, it doesn't really feel the same way that when a program is created by homeschool parents, right? Like it has this kind of like this perfect feed style, let's say. So it makes a big difference. It's really, yeah, it's better. Anyway, so we're excited to have you here, Nadim, and we got some questions for you. I actually took some notes, and I'm like, okay, I need to ask Nadim a bunch of questions that I have here with me today. But the number one question that I get from my subscribers, from my readers all the time is, how does that work? So what we want to do tonight is actually go into the program and show you guys exactly how it works. What is it that you have access? How do you do your lessons? How long the lessons last? Do you have access to all the grades? Does it grade all the work for you and keep a report for your children? So we're going to go through all of these different questions for you guys tonight. And if there's anything else that we are not covering, just put in the comment. We're going to try to cover as much as we can, okay? Nadim, you ready to share your screen and just show everybody how CTCMath works?
I am ready. And there's a lot here to show, but let's get into it.
All right, awesome.
Give me 1 sec.
Okay, let me know if you need help there sharing the screen.
I should be okay.
Okay, awesome.
How's that?
There we go.
Nice. We figured it out.
Okay, figured it out.
This is the parent. Sorry.
I'm not seeing your CTCMath screen. I'm just seeing your StreamYard screen here. Let's try it again.
Let me try again. Sorry. Tech difficulties, huh?
Hey, you guys, make sure you guys say hi below.
Let me load it on a different browser. Let me see if that was the issue.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds as I log in. It's very easy to log in.
That's totally fine. We're here. Guys, do you have any questions about how CTC Math works? We want to get your questions. How many of you guys here watching right now have used CTC Math before? Let me know. Did any of you guys try it before? Are you using CTC Math now, or are you curious about it? Are you looking for math curriculum? Can you just put down on the comment? We want to make sure that we're catering this live Q&A and live tutorial to you guys. And we want to make sure that we answer as many questions as we can. All right, Nadim, I see your screen now. Awesome.
Got it.
Okay.
Don't try to use two browsers at once.
Let me go ahead and just make that really big so everybody can see it well.
Sounds good. So what we're seeing here is the parents area. When the parent logs in, they have their own dashboard. You can see their two students over here. Chloe's my daughter, actually. Chloe's only just turned 5. So we're going to see some of her work. So am I okay to go now, Anna?
Yeah, you're totally okay. And actually, just because you mentioned Chloe right now, I think that's a great way to get started. Who is CTC Math for? What ages and grades?
Great. It's K to 12. As you can see, when a student logs in, they have access to all lessons from all grade levels. Okay?
That is so amazing.
To all lessons.
Covers calculus.
Correct. We go all the way up to calculus. Our junior high school and middle school is going to be broken up into 7th and 8th grade this year. Mm-hmm. So you're going to see a restructure of the menu in a couple of weeks, just to simplify it a little bit for parents to follow. All the great lessons will still be there, plus some more, which is really exciting.
That's so awesome.
But a student clicks into their grade level, and it's broken up into streams, and then topics, and then lessons. Now, we encourage students to work through the lesson order, even though you do have access to all lessons from all grade levels. And when you click into a lesson, you'll see
now this lesson we'll just work on numbers up.
And the video tutorials are short, concise, they're to the point, they're interactive, they're multi-sensory. Pat's ability to deliver a lesson is incredible. And I often say when you're comparing math curriculums or curricula, pull up the 2 programs that you're considering, or 2 or 3 or 4 programs that you're considering, and watch the same video tutorials across the programs and see which ones give your students, your children, the aha moments. That's a good way to delve in. Sorry, you were going to say, Anna?
No, I said that's a great tip, though. I never thought about that, but it's good to compare. When you try out all those different programs, go through the lessons and see which program like your kids will be more engaged with and they will learn easier from.
Amen to that, because the other thing that you need to also consider is that it's very hard to teach math from a textbook. So if you get someone to do the heavy lifting for you, particularly in those older grade levels, what's going to really set programs apart is how well the material's delivered and how well your children understand that material. That's so the real game changer.
Yeah, I'm so glad you touched on that, Nadine, because our kids all have different learning styles. But math is a kind of thing that you have to see it. You have to do it. You have to kind of like touch it. You can't just read about it. So I find it, like, as you were saying, like just reading from a textbook, sometimes like so hard to grasp the concept. But if you do it and you show me, that's it. That's all I need, right? And I found that that's a big plus. Like my kids learn so much easier when they just watch the videos.
Agreed.
Agreed. You got the video on the top, and then you got there's like a worksheet on the bottom that they can download it.
Yes. This is called the lesson summary, and it basically encapsulates the lesson that they just learned. They can download it, they can print it, or they can just view it. And it's a good, if you keep all these, it becomes a bit of a workbook summary of the course. I'm going to jump in and show you I'm going to jump in and show you the interactive questions here.
Okay.
These are actually adaptive in nature. They're very clever. So I'm just going to work this out for you. 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6. So they input their answer, And we'll move along and we'll do a few here.
Yeah, I love that they have like the manipulatives because then they can see it, right?
Now, I've just earned 1-star mastery. Now, this is particularly important because what we actually do here is you can see that the questions actually change now.
Yeah.
And our questions are interactive but also adaptive. So we deliver the right question in the right order, helping students build confidence. So the questions get progressively more difficult as I answer more questions correctly. And the students don't even know that this is happening. So now I'm up to 2-star mastery.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It
So
really
it's
gives
unique.
confidence.
It's so key. Confidence in math is so key because it helps them to want to do more. Often they can get into this rut where they're really struggling and they don't want to do their math homework. They don't want, it leads to a lot of tears.
That's right.
And they really get disheartened.
That's right. So it's very important that they build up their confidence so they can continue to progress better and better in their math. The moment that they feel like, oh, I can't do this, that mentality just blocks their learning. I love that. This is like my kids' favorite part. It's actually confetti at the end when they get 100%. It's always awesome. Every kid likes to, be celebrated for their progress. That's very important. So that's keep their confidence up. And, instead of, they don't want to be feeling like oh, that I'm terrible, I can't learn. They want to feel the opposite. I can do this. And I think that CTC Math works on that so amazingly. All right. Kim is asking, hey, Kim. Kim is asking, how do you determine placement when coming from another program? Great question.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So
Let's go
we've got a fantastic video on placement tests. And when you log into the parent area where I previously was, you'll be able to view that placement test video. But we have these diagnostic tests, yeah? And we have a diagnostic test for each and every topic. What we recommend is that you take the diagnostic test. And once you complete a diagnostic test, they only differ by the number of questions. A report is produced. And you will outline how the student performed in each of these lessons. Now, if the student's done really well, you can skip those lessons. If they've struggled, then you click in, you watch the video tutorials, you do the worksheets or you do the interactive questions and you mark that off. So say you're coming from say you've just completed 3rd grade with another program. I would suggest doing the 3rd grade topic tests just to make sure that there's no gaps and progressing through them.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? But there's a really good video explaining this when you log in.
Yeah, and I wanted to point it out to you guys. One thing that I love about CTC Math is that when you sign up, you get your subscription for CTC Math, you have access to all grades at the same time, all grades. So if your kid just want to keep going and do 2 grades in 1 year, they can do it. Or if you feel like, okay, I missed something, I need to go back 1 grade and I need to work more on that, they can do it. So that is one thing that I found like very different from teaching textbooks. Teaching textbooks, you sign up with them, you're only stuck with 1 grade. You can't go up, you can't go down. That's that whole grade the whole time. So I think that is a huge advantage when it comes to CTC Math. And again, you can go as fast as you want or take your time to complete your grade. I just love that flexibility.
Yes. Yeah, I think you've described that really well, Anna. I'm just showing the search function as well. You can search lessons if you're trying to find a particular lesson or a particular concept. So that makes it really easy with the search functionality.
That's true. So like if you need to work on fractions, let's say, right? Or what was that? The least common denominator. You can just put it in the search and then find exactly what you need, click on it and watch the video and do the lesson. I mean, it's super simple. It's super straight to the point.
There's the lesson that you were looking for.
There you go. Yeah, no, I love that. And again, so you got like, okay, we got the lessons.
Yes.
Lessons straight to the point too. Click on the grade. Oh, by the way, if you guys want to know, okay, how do I know what's the next lesson to do? Well, your CTCMath, when your kids log in, it's going to take them straight to what the next lesson is supposed to be, or at the topics that they are working on, right? So they will see exactly what the next lesson is. There is also a feature that is called the tasks. And do you want to talk a little bit about that, Nadim?
Sure. Yeah. I might just jump back into the parents area to show you that.
Yeah, okay. That would be great.
So you log in as a parent, and you have the ability to set tasks. So this is really cool feature. Actually, we're working on a new feature right now that will allow parents to set tasks for an entire year up front with a couple of clicks of a button. So we expect to release that.
So for example, if you want your kids to do like 2 lessons a day or 3 lessons a day, and you want to pre-select those lessons, you can do that using the task feature.
You know, technology always has this wonderful ability of
not working when we need. It's okay. Let's go back to where we were before at the student's dashboard.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Absolutely. Guys, we've been using CTCMath for the past 7, almost 8 years in our homeschool. We started with Benjamin, and this is kind of like just a little story behind. We found, actually, Nadim, you found us. My aspiration.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
I remember that as it was yesterday. So my son was in 2nd grade. He absolutely hated math. At that point, we had already tried 3 different curriculums. If you guys want to message me and ask me which ones it was later on, I'll tell you. But we need to remember that as homeschoolers, well, one of the greatest things is that to know that our kids are not cookie cutters. They all have different learning styles. They learn differently, and what works for one might not work for another. So anyways, my son was hating math, crying every time we even mentioned the word math. And I was so desperate and I was so stressed out that I decided I wasn't going to do any more math with him until I found a solution. So we actually quit doing math completely. And I was like desperate doing a live video about it and just sharing my frustration. And then Nadim actually, he watched my video and he messaged me. He says, hey, I'm from a, CTCMath from a company in Australia. And why don't you give us a try? And just, no strings attached. Just give us a try. Try with your son. Let us know what you think. And
that was the good old Periscope. Remember Periscope?
Periscope, yes, it was. You know what? I remember where I was when I got the phone call from you. I was walking into a Chinese restaurant. I'll never forget that. That was pretty amazing. And he said to me, just try it out. So we tried with Ben. And Ben got hooked on CTCMath immediately. And I remember like messaging Nadim one time and I said, Nadim, you won't believe it. It was Saturday and he was asking me to do math. And he was able to do a full grade in 4 months. 4 months. That was absolutely amazing. And we've been using since then. Okay, Erica has a good question here. All right. Erica is saying, does the child use hands-on manipulatives or digital manipulatives? Are there problems or projects that use daily life examples such as planning a vacation, running a lemonade stand, or baking, etc.?
Great questions. Yeah, really good questions. So all the manipulatives are digital. They're drag and drops, and you can use them online. You don't have to purchase any additional manipulatives or additional materials. It's not an add-on or an upgrade that you have to look to purchase with us. Your membership covers you for everything that you need. And yes, Pat uses a lot of daily examples in daily life. There's a problem-solving topic. There's a whole topic on problem-solving where we go into this. And, even for the younger kids, like heavier and lighter, he uses a lot of practical examples that that are used day to day. And yeah.
Yeah,
So the answer is yes and yes.
Yes, and Erica, let me tell you, we also had the physical manipulatives, and we still have a whole box of physical manipulatives. You know, there's nothing keeping you from actually, if the kids do their lesson online, and then just play with the manipulatives and just ask them the questions, you know, let them narrate back to you. How do they solve that? What were the steps that they took to do it? Right. But I felt that moving the manipulatives around, which you do in the lessons, because they had to count with the manipulatives and, you know, stack them together. And I felt that they were having exactly the same, how do you say, like, they were understanding the same way that they were doing with the physical manipulatives in their hands. Great questions. All right, Nadim, where are we going next?
We're gonna have to chat.
We're chatting until you get that thing back on again. All right.
I'm getting unfortunately StreamYard's using up too much of my browser space, so it's not allowing me to access.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Let me pull some questions here for you. So we talked a little bit about, that was really good, Kim's question about placement. That was the assessment and the placement. I think that that was a great question. Erica asked great questions. Do you need to add manipulative, physical manipulatives that everything is online, right? And does that use everyday situations like word problems with everyday situation, not word problems like, you know, I bought 50 watermelons and then I bought 27 more and I'm going on vacation. Where do I put the watermelon? You know, like sometimes you look at all these math problems in textbooks and you're like, what? No, they do have a lot of problems, word problems that use like everyday situation, which is awesome. All right, let me look at the other questions that I have here. How long does the online lessons last?
Yeah, very good question. They're short and concise. So they're some of them are 3 to 4 minutes, others are 5 to 7 minutes. The longest video you'll get, and more so in the older grade levels, such as calculus, might be 10 or 12 minutes. But what takes other teachers 15, 20, 30 minutes to explain, Pat does it in 5. And the reason being is that we don't want to shorten the math lesson. So if you look at a 40-minute math lesson and you say, okay, let's have a 20-minute explanation or a 25-minute explanation with only 15 minutes of practice problems, well, the much better result or solution is to actually have a 5-minute video lesson and 35 minutes of explanation. Because during the practice of the problems, that's where the students are really learning the most, particularly in a subject area like math. They still need the explanation, but if you can keep it short and concise, particularly with attention spans these days, Pat really hones in and he uses a mastery approach. So each lesson targets a particular concept and hones in on it and really delivers that. Now, that's not to say we don't use a spiral revision approach with our diagnostic tests, our weekly revision sets, and the question bank wizard, where you can build your own worksheets out in the parents area. So the video tutorials are very much a mastery approach, but we have spiral revision included within the program.
Yeah. And just quick question, just so we can cover that. Does CTCMath also offer worksheets or is everything online?
Yes. So we have pre-created worksheets for the high school lessons, middle school and high school. So you have the interactive questions, which I showed, plus the worksheets that parents can download, save, print, or just bring up on their computer.
So it's
we also have
parents if they want to use worksheets or not, but it's available for them. If they want to, they can just print it out and use with the kids.
Correct. But we also have this really neat tool called the question bank wizard, where you can actually go in and create your own worksheets for one or as many lessons as you want. And you can pick it based on difficulty level, based on the number of questions, and you can go in and customize it. And again, you can print that or set that as a task. So when the student logs in, they have a notification to complete this particular worksheet.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so we're going to go quickly through more questions. Can CTC Math be used with multiple children at the same time?
Yes. So a family membership has no restrictions on the number of students as long as they all live within your household. So by default, we set this to 5, but as soon as you hit the 5, we send you a message saying, hey, do you need some more? Reach out to us via email or phone, and we'll extend that student limit. So it's all part of the family membership pricing.
That's
Don't
awesome.
pay any more.
So up to 5 kids automatically when they sign up for the family membership. And
Plus
then
more.
if they need more, you can add more. That is so good. All right, next question. Do you offer a discount for multiple children? Like,
Yes.
what's the difference between the prices? Like,
sure. Yeah. No, great question. So we have the homeschool discount. That's the biggest thing. It's a half price discount for our homeschoolers.
Yes.
So the full membership goes down from $297 down to $148.50. That's for a family membership. All your children, $148.50 for 18 months if you use Anna's link. So
yes, if you use my link, you got a year and a half of access. So make sure you use my link, okay? I'll put the link below for you guys. All right, quick question. Can we access all grades or only one? And I think we covered that at the beginning, but if somebody missed.
Sure. You have access to all grade levels, all lessons from all grade levels, no restrictions whatsoever.
You don't have to pay more to access more than one grade level. You have access to all of them. All the kids have access to all the grades. And if they want to go down or up a grade, that's totally up to them.
Which is really important because let's think about the benefits here. So if you have a student that's struggling and needs gaps filled, and quite often in math, that's something that happens. You can go back, fill in those gaps, and progress to the grade level. Because if you don't do that, they're going to have gaps in their knowledge, and when they learn the next concept, they're not going to understand it. Now, they're just going to think math is too difficult, too hard. They don't comprehend that it's because actually I didn't learn this previous concept, and I don't have a solid foundation or a solid understanding. It's a building block. You don't have the foundation right, the whole thing comes crumbling down. And students don't have that mental capacity to realize that. So it's very important to be able to go back and fill those gaps. And particularly with the way the course is structured, you can go back and find the same topic or the same stream very easily and fill those gaps. You can also use the placement test that we spoke about. But there's no additional charge to access these earlier lessons. And also, flip side of the coin, what if my child's doing really well, progressing through the course really well? What if we finish the course and it's February? Do we wait until August or July to purchase next year? Or do we continue going? This is the beauty about homeschooling. We really want to learn at the child's pace. We want to take advantage of that. And to really make that happen, you need all the course material. And we do that.
That's so good. I love that. Okay, another question. We got 2 more to go, and the last one is my favorite. Does CTC Math keep all records and grades for each child?
Yes and yes. You have comprehensive reports. You have comprehensive access to all the lessons. The reporting is fantastic.
Yes, I get an email every Monday. Every Monday I get an email, and it tells me exactly what my kids got accomplished, their grades and everything else. But anytime I can sign in, I can log into the dashboard, the parents' dashboard, and I can just click on a child and I can download the report. I can print it out their grades. And if you need to show your portfolio to somebody, right? If you need to show the grades to somebody, here in Florida, we need at the end of the year, we need to show our portfolio. So what do? I just print a few of the pages that they completed, of the work that they did. I print out their grades and their reports. I show them. There we go. That's how they did with their math. Absolutely genius. I love that. All right, last one. My favorite. How much involvement does CTC Math require from parents?
Absolutely nothing if you want it to be that way.
That's it. You give them the login and the password and you're done.
It's really up to you. It really, really is up to you. So we give you all the tools and kits and you use the ones that you want. So if they're independent learners and you want them to, it's particularly now with the course planner that's coming, you can set the entire year's worth of work with one click of a button. I mean, you don't have to set it. You can just get the students to work through the curriculum order. But if they need some sort of accountability where they log in and are notified what to do, then you can do it with one click of a button. So absolutely zero involvement. But at the same time, some parents like to go in and create question bank wizards and create extra worksheets and take a look at the more in-depth reports, hone in on particular questions that they might have got wrong and get them to redo those questions. So there is, it's up to the parents.
Yeah,
but we do all the heavy lifting for you when it comes to the
That's
teaching.
it. You do all the work. And that's the best part. And we want to invite you guys to try CTCMath free, completely free. You can do a 2 weeks trial. It's a 14 days trial, right? If I'm not mistaken. And it's summer. This is like perfect actually time to get started. Don't wait until August. Don't wait until September. You can just try it out right now. But I do have a special link for you guys today that will give you 50% off plus 6 months, 6 extra months. That means that you can do 3 years of CTCMath and only pay for 2 years. That's absolutely a no-brainer for me. I've been using for more than 7 years. I tell people everywhere all the time about it. I was telling Nadine, I was speaking in Denver at this conference and people came to me asking me, what do you do for math? I'm like, you gotta try CTCMath. So give it a try. There is a link for you guys right there to try it out, completely free. No strings attached. You don't have to put your credit card or anything. You don't even have to say my name. It's free. But if you want to go ahead and just go for it, and that's what I really encourage you guys to do today. Use my link and get the 50% off plus 6 extra months. If you have more than one child, you're covered. You're only paying for one subscription up to 5 or more children, and you don't have to buy separate curriculums. You don't have to sign your kids up and pay for each one of them. So that saves you a ton of money. Okay, I'll tell you this. CTCMath saves you a ton of money. It saves you a ton of time. My kids are done with their math lessons in about 10, 15 minutes a day. I'm not kidding. And I got a 6th grader, an 8th grader, and a 9th grader right now. And they really do their math lessons super quick. I've never heard them like complaining about anything. They're so independent. And it's really an amazing program. It's really well put together. And they just keep improving so much all the time. And that's another thing that I'm really, really thankful for. Nadine, you guys are always improving and making better. When you think like there's no way they're going to make it better, they make it better. So we're very thankful for that.
Thanks, Anna. Really appreciate that.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Honestly, it's like when you find something that's really, really good, you just want to tell the whole world about it. So CTCMath is one of those things for me. I love telling people about it.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for being with us tonight. I got a family game night to go to.
Nice.
But I appreciate you, Nadeem. I appreciate Pat and everything that you guys do there at CTCMath for us. And I want to see more parents just trying out CTCMath and seeing for themselves how amazing the program is. So thank you guys. Have a great night.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.